The All Black podcast is powered by our official cloud software partner, SAP, helping our teams in black become the best run teams in sport. To listen to this episode and all the All Black podcasts, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get your podcasts. This is the All Blacks podcast.
Kia ora whanau, welcome to episode 3 of the All Black podcast powered by SAP. And I was excited last week, it was a week out from the test match. We had Richie McCaw in the studio to talk about his All Blacks debut, which happened to be against Ireland. But now I'm real excited. The head's popping off a bit because we're a day out. We're a day out from the test match, and to talk about that and a bit of their rugby journey as well, we've got 3 guys in the studio. Welcome to the studio, new squad members, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Stephen Perofeta, and All Black veteran and All Black podcast veteran, Finlay Christie.
Thank you, thanks for having us.
Boys, we're a couple of weeks in to the new year. How's it all been going? How's it been with the 2022 squad?
Red?
Yeah, it's been good. It was a short turnaround post the Super Rugby final. We sort of played on Saturday and assembled on the Tuesday, so a couple of days to get sorted and a day to sort of knock the dust off, and then been into it since then. So it's been good, just sort of getting rolling and meeting some new faces and sort of getting back into it, and yeah, it's been good.
Roger?
Yeah, it's been, like Red was saying, it's been awesome just getting to go up north to Kirikiri and Waitangi just to learn all about just rugby and what it takes to be an All Black. And yeah, really enjoyed the sessions up there and just trying to learn all the calls and the new structure. So truckload of info, but no, excited to be part of the squad.
Steve?
Yeah, the same as Roger, just firecrackers going in my brains like every day, but it's been good. All the help the boys been given has made me feel that I can really focus on just playing rugby and not so much thinking about all the calls and all the information.
It's a really good point you made, Roger. When we had Fozzie in the studio, he talked a lot about the last couple of years with COVID and all the challenges there've been. The All Blacks have almost been an away team, or they've played a huge amount of rugby away and haven't been able to connect with fans and community and necessarily, we've all watched the team on Sky while they're away overseas. And haven't had the opportunity to see the guys in action here, but you've made a real effort over the last couple of weeks to get out in the community and see the people you play for, and that's got to be awesome, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of passionate rugby fans out there, and it looks like from the socials and all the things I've seen that you boys have been out and about mixing it up with all the New Zealand rugby public.
Yeah, that's true. Especially from me growing up as a Kiwi, everyone's proud of the All Blacks and that's their rugby team. So to be out in the community and to show them that, we're home, we're playing at home, you can continue to be proud of your team because we're going to go out there and put on a show for everyone, and just be back here and do it in front of our friends and family means a lot.
Mate, any part of the community that you particularly enjoyed, like any part of your country on the tour that you've enjoyed going to, maybe even somewhere you haven't been before? Because I know, the country's long and we've gone to sort of every little nook and cranny so far. Anything in particular stick out?
I enjoyed my time up in Kiri. Sort of reminds me of home back in Whanganui. Plenty of Māoris and Hāti people, so it was good to see all the kids out there. But we went, I think, Thursday, the day before our last day on Friday, and we went over to Russell, and that was a pretty interesting spot. I'd never been there before, and I didn't know you had to ferry over. But yeah, that was a neat little spot there. But what was it, a swordfish museum or the swordfish?
The Swordfish Club, yeah.
Yeah, the Swordfish Club.
It's the oldest one in New Zealand. Bit of history there, which is pretty cool. So.
It's a pretty historic place in New Zealand, isn't it? Where sort of the early settlers came and a great place to go and get set up for the week. Boys, a few quick fire questions before we get into the guts of the interview, so I'll throw it around you. Can you remember, I'll start with you, Finlay, first All Black game you went to? Wasn't the first one you played, was it?
No, I don't think so. I went to a couple growing up. Might have been the semi-final versus Australia, 2011, I
Brilliant.
think.
Yeah.
Eden Park, yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Huge atmosphere.
Yeah, it was.
What were you checking out then age-wise?
2011. I would have been year 11 at school, so what's that,
brilliant.
15 maybe?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, my first one, my old man took us to a Manu Samoa versus the All Blacks.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was, probably like 9 or 10 at the time. I think the because it was versus Moana Samoa. Unfortunately, it wasn't packed out, so tickets were quite cheaper. So yeah, I was lucky to go and watch that.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, I'm yet to go to an All Blacks game.
Yet to go.
Yeah, I'm yet to go. So yeah.
How good.
Hopefully, fingers crossed
Here we
when I make my debut.
How good? How good's that? Hopefully
Yeah.
the first one you go to will be the first one you play. That would be outstanding. I look forward to that happening, and I'm absolutely sure it will, mate. Favourite All Black growing up? Start with you again, Finlay. Anyone stick in the mind there? Was it another whippersnapper halfback, or was it someone else that pops into mind?
Nah, mine was actually Carlos Spencer, I think.
brilliant. Yeah.
Just a bit of razzle-dazzle and a few good haircuts I tried to copy, so...
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, mine's Tano Manga. Yeah,
mate,
just a big
legend.
fan.
Yeah.
I can't go past DC. Yeah, growing up, I just admired everything he did.
And probably got to kick around a little bit with him. Maybe when he was spending time at the Blues, was there an opportunity to pick his brain and see how he ticked, or did you just miss him?
Not as much because I was injured, but I do. So I wasn't kicking like around with him. I wasn't doing much on the field with him. But I do remember doing a circuit with him, and he just blasted it.
Yeah.
He just smoked me, and it was me and Hoskins actually, and I just remember him pumping through it. And
Still had a big motor, the old
still
man,
had
did he?
it, still has it.
Yeah, bit of a freak, wasn't he? Boys, on the Spotify playlist, I'll give you one each. For you, Finlay, what's on the playlist in the gym? Like when you're, because a big focus for you is to trying to turn into a big unit, and that's the constant challenge. When you're in there trying to fire up, what's on the list, mate?
Either D&B or a bit of rock or metal,
Yeah, just firing up sort of thing, just trying to lift the big numbers.
Yeah. Pretty
Sing
much.
us a few, bro.
Yeah. Got you, bro.
How good. Pre-match for you, Roger?
I'm a big Drake fan, and he just dropped a new album, so I
Yeah.
just got his new album. Honestly, never mind. So that's me.
Massive.
How good. And Steve, post-match, when the job's done, what do you go to?
I like my mixes, sort of like DMB with, a bit of drill. I have one, or one of the boys has, and it's sort of like a mix with Danza Kuro and I forgot the other name of the song, but it's a real upbeat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, I like it. And I know it's been a bit of a tradition in the past. Is someone on the playlist for the bus? Has someone been given that responsibility? Who's to a DJ at the moment? Because I know we've had guests on before who have said that's almost the most stressful part of the job, is trying to get the tunes right for the lads. There's a bit of a cross-section of what people like, and that actually getting on the field and playing for the All Blacks can be the least of your worries if you're to a DJ.
Yeah, I was on music committee last year for about 5 months. And it was a pretty shocking start. As soon as we got to Australia, I lost my SIM card, and then my FBOS card got cancelled, and I couldn't renew it. So for most of the tour, I had no phone data and no FBOS card, so I didn't have Spotify or anything. So it was a big battle. But
How did you
we got through
overcome that challenge? What did you do?
I had to get SoundCloud, and then you can download songs for free or something. And
Oh,
but
that
they're all
sounds
like
like
different
admin.
remixes, and it's constantly at the back of the bus getting sprayed. But we got through it.
Character building, that stuff.
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
it?
just glad I'm not there this year.
Who is on it this year?
Rossi,
Falau,
Aiden Ross.
Hayden
And,
Ross.
Falau, fucking
I'm the
Zaba.
third.
Be a good
I'm the
mix.
third corporate.
It's
You
good.
are?
Stevie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel your pain, bro.
What do you do?
But
Do
no-
you have a committee about it? Do you rotate responsibilities per trip? Like, how do we take on such a huge responsibility within the camp?
Yeah, we sort of share the load.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. You can't all be, you
Nah,
sort of take the
yeah.
heat, can't you? Yeah, right.
Yeah, pre-training, busso there. Yeah, someone's on the speaker, and then
Yeah.
on the way back it'll be a different person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good range. Rossi, me, and Falau.
Mate,
good variety.
I'd like to hear that playlist. Boys, if we were to invite someone around for dinner, like modern men who can cook and host, firstly, who would you be inviting along to come along? Who would you invite along for dinner, mate, if you could get anyone?
I
Absolutely.
don't know. The chef at the hotel we're at the moment's pretty good, eh? He's
He's
been putting
pretty
out
sharp.
some spreads, so.
You're cooking, though, mate. Remember,
I'm
you're cooking. Yeah.
Maybe Rog.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a tough one. Probably like to get maybe have Tana over. have
yeah,
time
man.
over for
The legend.
breakfast. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolute
I'm more
legend.
of a breakfast guy, so
Yeah,
cooking some scrambled eggs and making my coffee.
yeah. Stick to your strengths.
Yeah, that's it. If you came for dinner, I'll probably ask him to cook. Yeah, so probably have time over, just a few chats.
Outstanding. Absolute legend in the jersey, Steve.
I want to go big here. I'm a little bit into my NFL,
Okay.
so yeah, I'd like to get Kyler Murray.
Oh, wow.
Kyler Murray over for
Yeah, one of your favourites?
yeah. He plays for Cardinals, and I started to follow them when my partner was in America and she was in Arizona. So
Awesome.
I started to follow them, and yeah, he's not the biggest quarterback, but he knows how to get around the field. He's pretty nippy, so yeah, I'd like to get him over.
And what's on the menu, mate? If you're bringing over a big dog like that, you've got to make an effort, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, what's on the menu? You can't muck around with
Nah.
sort of eggs on toast like over here. You got to
Yeah.
Steak and spuds, surely.
Yeah, can't go past steak and spuds.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, I like it. That
Yeah.
tends to be the trend. Like, do what you know, keep it
Yeah.
simple. I like that.
Outside on the new deck, it was
Still yet to be blessed.
Boys, last warm-up question. If we get along to any sporting event, what would we get to? Finlay, what would you go to if you could get a ticket to anywhere, anytime? What would you do, buddy?
Probably be hard to go past the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, one of the most well-known events, I guess, sporting-wise.
Yeah, totally. Be a hell of a
Good
day, yeah.
yeah.
Roger?
yeah. I've been fortunate to go to a few sort of big American sporting games, and probably the Super Bowl probably one for me too.
Have you been to a Super Bowl? Or
I haven't been to a Super Bowl, any NFL game, but I've been to a couple NBA games, big
Omega,
soccer games in the UK. So
Yeah.
probably this NFL game will be one more to tick.
Steve?
Yeah, and me too. Yeah, Super Bowl.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Cardinals in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Stay in it.
Mate, how good. How good. Boys, awesome. Like we say, first team, first camp of the year. Who you rooming with, Finlay? Who they got you with? Like, you're obviously, you're an old dog now. You can call a few shots. You could probably even say who you want to room with. Like, who have they chucked you in with? And is he good? Is he a pest? Is he tidy? Is he messy? Like, what's going on?
Well, I was actually supposed to be with Will Jordan, but he got shot down pretty early in the week, so I've been on my own for a few days, and then Mark Talea came in on Wednesday night, so I've been with him since. So, no, it's been good. Me and Mark get on well. We've been same team for a few years now, so it's been good fun.
Rog, who they got you with? They've got you with like like an old master to show you the ropes. Have they thrown you in the deep end with another fresh player?
No, I started off with Artie Sevilla.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So that
brilliant.
was
Yeah.
good. We just play cards all day, pretty much. Cards and coffees, and then now with Geordie Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
And
Brilliant.
Geordie, he's a big league head, so he loves
Yeah.
his rugby league. So we're just constantly talking league, and
He'd just be packing your brain, wouldn't he, about all
And he
the-
loves golfing, but I can't play golf, so there's not much chat around that. So yeah, a lot of rugby league chats.
Absolutely. Steve, who you with, mate?
I first had Nuggy
Yeah.
up north. Yeah, he was good. He was good. We had a connection back because he was down from Fielding, and just a drive away, a 45-minute drive to Wonga. So we're just yarning about how I was back home. But now I've got Braden Eno.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He's come on in, yep.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's tidy. I'm not gonna, nothing to throw him under the bus for, but nah, he's good. He's all good.
Yeah, oh, that's good, mate. I think last year someone said, I think it was Lukey J said that Ethan Blackhead has spent most of his time looking out the window at the tugboats and had a few different things going on there as well. So you never know what you're going to get, do you, when you're rooming? But Finlay, for you, like you are second year in, which is pretty cool. Like last year, not necessarily a bolter, but had to be absolutely stoked getting in the team. You're back again because you've played so well. Like, is that different? Like when you're going into the camp, you feel like a little bit, not necessarily more confident, but you know what's coming, and that means you can hit the ground running, so you can just get on with the job and don't have to worry about maybe some of the anxieties of what might be coming first, being an All Black.
Yeah, spot on, I guess. Just knowing what's coming in the first few days or the first few weeks helps a lot. I remember last year I was just so nervous going in those first couple of weeks, constantly checking your phone if you're like missing meetings or
No trust of yourself,
making
is
sure
there?
I had a few blowouts early on with alarms going off in meetings. I was so nervous about missing stuff that I was setting alarms for every meeting and then forgot to turn a few off and they went off in meetings. So yeah, just knowing sort of what's coming, like you said, is pretty helpful and helps get the ball rolling early on.
Roger and Steve, for you guys, first time in the camp. You're at different sort of stages in your sporting journey, but like it's new. It's first time for you guys, first couple of weeks. What's been your first impressions of the camp?
my first impression is the All Blacks is another level. They're on another level of their own, and I'm where it is now. I'm constantly checking my phone, make sure I'm reading the right things. I'm on time to my meetings and where I need to be. But yeah, just firstly, I'm just trying to understand my role and understand the defensive and attack system for the ABs. And once I get that going, I can start to compete. But first, it's about understanding my role.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. But as much as all that stuff's going on, I feel that the environment sort of opened itself up all the boys have opened themselves up to just help out and make us succeed and thrive in the environment and not sort of hold back. So yeah, as much as it is overwhelming and with all the stuff that's going on, learning new plays, all the calls and meeting heaps of people, it's just they're all there to help and make us enjoy the time.
Awesome, and the thing is too, like we've the last couple of guests we've had on Richie, we've had on Fozzie, and there's excitement like for this June test. Like maybe sometimes Northern Hemisphere sides might be a bit fatigued. They might not come down with their full squads, but that's not happening here. We've got a great rivalry with the Irish. It's created some real anticipation. They've brought a good side down, and that's got to create sort of a bit of excitement in the camp. Like the boys must be pretty fizzed about the challenge, knowing last time they knocked us over. Have you noticed, probably more so you, Finlay, with your experience, a bit of edge, like in the team, knowing that the first test of the year is an absolute challenge from a team that we've developed a fantastic rivalry with?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Obviously, Ireland are coming with their tails up after winning last year, but the main thing we spoke about is just how sort of excited we are to be back at home, and obviously with the long tour last year, on the road a lot, how awesome it'll be just to get the first test match at Eden Park, the home of rugby in New Zealand. So more so a lot of excitement, but at the same time with any game for the All Blacks comes a lot of edge and I guess a lot of expectation. So.
And I know, boys, in the Super Rugby final you didn't get the W, and that's hugely disappointing, but it was a big occasion at Eden Park in front of a heap of people. It was awesome, and it was probably something the rugby community needed here because it's been a challenging couple of years. While you didn't get the W, like a good experience though, an experience that puts you in good stead for big fixtures coming up this year and the rest of your career, Roger?
Oh yeah, especially for me personally. Yeah. I grew up in Auckland and I was away for 2 years, relocated to Oz, so to be back playing for Auckland and then to be in a final, that was overwhelming. And see Eden Park like that, I've only been in the stands when it's packed out like that, so to run out, fireworks, everyone out there screaming and full crowd, that was awesome. And yeah, glad we got a taste, and unfortunately we couldn't get it, so hopefully makes us hungry for next year.
Steve, you enjoyed the occasion even though didn't get the result?
Yeah, I'd never been in a packed out Eden Park for a super game, and so yeah, the atmosphere and the energy they brought was another level, and the atmosphere was just crazy. It was enjoyable although we lost, but we took a lot of learnings and another step for the future.
Boys, we've got a team named, which is exciting. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just wanted to chat on a couple of things. Firstly, Leicester debuting on the wing. How good? And I know we had, I was listening to the Waddle Lab podcast, great podcast, and it had Sammy Kane on, and one thing he said is Leicester's tough to tackle. Like he's a big unit, he's got a good leg drive, and Sam's sort of known for his hearty defence, like he stops people, he does dominant tackles as much as anyone, but he said try to put a couple of good shots on Leicester and he didn't necessarily stop him in his tracks. So that's exciting, isn't it? I know, Finlay, you played a bit with him as a Tasman boy. Think he's got a lot to offer tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. He's had such an awesome season and very, very physical. Like you said, hard to tackle. So, look, he'll be outstanding, I reckon, and hopefully takes his opportunity well. But he's very young still, and his future's pretty bright.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we've got Bodie at 10, in a position that you've got a lot of experience with, and you've worked alongside Bodie at the Blues. Do you think he's in a good spot? He's had a fantastic Super Rugby season. It's been someone that you've been able to learn off, like you've been able to chew his ear and help with your development as well at the Blues?
Yeah, for sure. We did spend a lot of time at the Blues just connecting around sort of our roles and how we see the game. And I think for him, what I've noticed in the AB's environment is that nothing's really changed for him. Like, he's carried that same mental game and his ability to prepare with whoever he needs to connect with, and that's with the coaches, that's with all the players around him, myself included. I'm asking him questions left, right, and centre just about the players. But yeah, he's in a good space, and yeah, he's going to go good. Yeah.
Awesome. Boys, I wanted to go backwards a little bit and just talk a little bit about your rugby journey, like where it all started and your first rugby experiences, whether it be at a junior club or at school. Like, where did it all start for you first, Steve? Because I think I haven't done any research on this, so this could be completely wrong, but I think you might be, one of the only players in the squad, or the only player in the squad to play a bit of heartland rugby, which I think that's a bottle cap question in itself, isn't it?
I think you've got the wrong person, eh?
Have I?
Yeah. So my last year of school at Wanganui Collegiate. So our season finished in May, and that was halfway through the Heartland season. So, or was it June? Yeah, a bit later, but there was still half a Heartland season to go. And Jason Caskey at the time, who was the head coach, gave me a call and said if I was keen to have a run around with the Heartland boys, and it was probably one of the funnest times of my life.
Yeah.
Coming out of school, we're getting dominated and pumped from every team to a pretty dominant Heartland pack, big boys who could just give me front foot balls. Yeah, pretty fun. And although I was underage, they probably played rugby for other reasons.
Yeah.
For the after matches and the beers after, but.
Just with your mates, wasn't it? A bit of fun, like sort of the reason we all get started to play footy with your mates and for the love of the game, and that's very much what Heartland is, and you got a taste of that, which was quite cool.
That was it, and I was getting looked after because I had a couple uncles in the team too, so that was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And mate, I just want to chat a little bit about last year. I did a bit of research with one of the Naki hardcore coaches, Jared Hoiwada, and he was calling you Perofeta, but the one thing he said was what a fantastic player and leader you were in that group last year, and it was almost getting back to the Naki and having a full season on the tools almost was quite a significant moment in your career, wasn't it? Because your form was good, your confidence probably grew, and it was an outstanding season you had last year, and it really set you up for the Blues, and now an All Black, which is awesome.
Yeah, last year was huge for me. A bit of sacrifice I had to do to put my mindset in the way my body was able to perform week in, week out. So yeah, I had to sacrifice a bit through my preparation. But yeah, the license, the likes of Jared Hoiata, Neil Barnes, who was head coach, the license he gave to us as players just meant that we could just go out and play rugby without having to worry about too much. So yeah, they gave me a bit of confidence leading into the Super Rugby season, and I sort of wanted to take that into this 22 season, and it's worked out all right.
And mate, do you see yourself? Are you a 15 who can cover 10? Are you a 10 who can cover 15? Or actually these days, rugby and positions can be so interchangeable that you're happy to jump in anywhere for any team, any time?
I'm happy with either or.
Yeah.
In this modern game, I think if you can play 10 and 15, you sort of change roles mid-game, or you slot in that first receiver sometimes. So for me at the moment, it's nailing both really. Yeah.
Awesome, and just a little bit of intel saying, because obviously you mentioned before you love your NFL and the Cardinals and that, but like so far the fantasy form's rubbish. Like, is that true, or I just get these things sent to me,
Where's the source from? Where's
the source is Big Jared Hoiwada, who's not sometimes the truth is not necessarily his priority, but that's the oil he's giving me, mate.
Oh, that's rough. Look, I'll give you my first couple of years, I was clueless, headless, just didn't know what I was doing. I think I drafted like 3 quarterbacks early on. But yeah, I made semis last round last year, and then I choked, but
maturing.
I've been better, I've been better lately.
It's a harsh judgment.
Yeah.
Totally. And Rog, for you as well, where did it all start? Like in terms of your rugby journey experience, can you take us back to those early days when you first chucked the boots on, or it might have been bare feet?
Yeah. And as a young kid, Mum was just trying to find somewhere for me to drain my energy. So it was a bit much.
You're a pest around home, was it?
Something like that. And Mum and Dad put me in East Tamaki Rugby Football Club in under 8s when I started. Played, fortunate to play underneath a coach named Eric Rush.
Yeah, brilliant.
He was a legend of the game.
Just a champion man as well, isn't he, Rish? He tells one of the great storytellers of New Zealand rugby as well.
Yeah. Oh, he was a great coach, and him and his uncles and my old man coached us right from under 8s till I went to high school, and I played for Otahu College rugby. And then on my last year of high school, I made the switch to rugby league, and we never pursued our career.
Mate, you what position were you back then? Like, where did you, because all your first experiences are with rugby, did you chuck yourself around in different spots, or had you specialised, by the time you got to high school?
I actually started at 10, and I played number 10 right through, and then...
that ball get past much, or was it just a lot of footwork?
No, there was a bit of passing there, but then my family friend Melanie Nanai kind of came over in East Tamaki as well, so I got moved back to 15. So then from then on, I just played fullback right through my age groups, and was lucky enough to finish on the wing for New Zealand schools.
Awesome. And now you're back playing footy, which we love. Fantastic first season with the Blues. But what pulled you back to rugby union?
Just a dream, just to try and chase the ultimate jersey, and to be back with the family. I think COVID was the big push for me. I couldn't be away from my family for more than 3 years. I got 2 little kids and my partner here, so I had to come home and sort of gave me the chance to chase the ultimate jersey. So that was a big push.
And I know for everyone, but like Steve and Roger in particular, get your comment. Like, family's really important, isn't it? Like, to be able to play in front of family, to be close to family. I know family's been really important for you. Like, it must be. I don't know, it's not a reward for the support they've given you, but you must be very proud to be able to say that you've made the All Black squad, and that's probably a representation of the support that they've given both of you over the years. Is that a fair call?
Yeah, that's spot on, man. My family are just over the moon, and words can't describe how happy they were. I got back home after the announcement on Monday, and chatting to Dad for about 4 hours, just like about memories and how I was growing up and everything that he sort of did for me, and I was telling him how thankful I was for him doing that. So it's huge, but hopefully I can get the opportunity soon, and they can be
100%. You will, mate. And Roger, for you to be, you've done so much of your sporting journey overseas, like away from New Zealand, so to be back around family must be amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Similar when I got the announcement on the Monday, just calling up my family, tears of joy all around, and I'm just real grateful to be in this environment, and that's something you can only dream of. So to be here, it's a blessing, and similar to Stevie, just waiting for the opportunity to actually represent the jersey and the nation. Yeah.
Finlay, we had a chat to you last year about sort of the early days of your rugby career. Now we're in a little bit of a different phase, mate. Like, you did fantastically well to get into the All Blacks last year, played bloody well, played really well again in Super Rugby, and you're not only in the squad, you're on the bench on Saturday. You're one of the 2 guys involved, which is a reflection of how well you played. Is your mindset different? Are you more confident in who you are as a player? Because you've got some real value to add when you come off the bench on Saturday, once Nuggies needs a breather,
I guess a good season adds confidence to you, but at the same time, you just, especially in the All Blacks jersey, you just want to get on there and sort of nail your role. So at the same time, pretty nervous, but like I said, just excited to be able to get that opportunity and run out for that first test on Saturday.
And probably if you channel it properly, competition drives performance, doesn't it? And you are probably in the most competitive position in the country. We've got 5 or 6 outstanding halfbacks, and you've got the nod. But that probably gets you out of bed in the morning and make sure that you're doing all the things you need to do to stay in the jersey, I suppose. Yeah,
like you said, competition very healthy, and especially when you sort of can be good mates with the guys you're competing against. So I've done that most of my career. Managed to, I guess, just be friends with a lot of the halfbacks, we sort of get on well. So
similar type of humans, aren't you?
Yeah.
Halfbacks, you know, like you're always just poking and just chipping away.
Yeah, but like at the Blues, get on very well with Sam Knock and young Telfer coming through. So yeah, like I said, we compete with each other, but at the same time we're great mates off it. And I've learned so much from Nuggie and the All Blacks environment, and I'm very grateful for that. And obviously Folau Whakatava coming through is an awesome talent, and can't wait to see him get out there and get his opportunity too, because he's a freak. Seeing things he can do, it's outstanding.
Mate, absolutely, and you've been playing bloody well, mate. Guys, our partners at SAP pride themselves on powering the best run team, so we're going to ask you guys to help identify some success factors on and off the pitch. We'll take one each today, I think, and you jump in, boys, whoever wants the first one. In your time with the All Blacks, or any team, are there any common factors for success that run through those teams?
Being part of the All Blacks, I just like how they cover all the details, all the minor detail, and they don't leave any stone unturned. You know, they make sure that they get everything down pat, and it just makes it a well-oiled machine. And yeah, it's just being
all
lucky
the little
to
stuff,
see
eh?
it.
Like everything. Yeah,
everything, they cover it all, and just watching it just makes me want to take it back and run my household similar to that. My kids are crazy, so I'm just trying to work out how I can take it back there. But yeah,
I
just love the details.
Tuivasa-Sheck house, a best run team.
Yeah, yep.
Constant work on. Fellas, is there anything you've done to continue to grow as a player, like to continue to develop in your career?
Yep, definitely for me was just accepting that I sort of didn't know everything, and being able to ask questions.
Yep.
So asking if I wasn't unsure, or, you know, how do I do this, like my kicking. I'm asking Bears, you know, how do I position the ball to, kick it low and hard, or in my goal kicking. So I'm constantly asking questions for tips, and if I'm unsure, I make sure I walk out of that room knowing that, I am clear and that I do know.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. And is there any particular person or team that you admire or consider a best run team, whether it be one that you've seen inside and been involved with, or just admire from afar?
Are we allowed to say All Blacks?
Of course you can.
For me, coming in last year and just seeing how it's run, it's a real eye-opener. The amount of people behind the scenes that I guess the public and that wouldn't see is just crazy. There's managers for everything, and people organising every sort of facet of the of what needs to be done, and seeing how well they run it and how smoothly they operate. You can see why the All Blacks are pretty good.
Boys, thank you so much. I know you got a little bit of stuff to do this afternoon, getting ready for the match tomorrow. It's a beautiful day in Auckland. Weather forecast looks good tomorrow. Finlay, good luck. I know you're on the bench, mate. I hope you get a good amount of game time and get in there and mix it up and play rugby like you have been on Eden Park all this season, which has been going fantastically well. Boys, congratulations on making the squad for the first time this year. I'm excited to see you get the black jersey on for the first time and see what you can do, but it's obviously a result of the great form you've had as well in the lead up. So thank you, boys, for coming in. I really appreciate it, sharing a little bit of your story and the environment for the All Blacks, and good luck tomorrow, and hopefully the season can get off to a good start. Well done, lads.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers.
The All Blacks podcast is powered by our official cloud software partner, SAP, helping our teams in black be the best run in sports. Hosted by Rob Dunn in the Hargrave Street studio. Produced by Carl Thompson from Blue and Ginge, the podcast producers. Video editing by Mac Leesburg, graphics by Western Design, content advising from Andy Burt, and commercial manager for the podcast is Valeska Hove. Follow the All Blacks podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcasts.